And we're back at Harding Stadium getting set for the kickoff. Steubenville Big Red won the toss. They have deferred, so Indian Creek will get the football first to start things off. And the guys behind me on the radio, I have to steal the line they had, Coach Walensky. They said 2 schools miles apart, bordering districts, and two schools separated by just a church and a pizza shop. Here we are underway, and the opening kickoff. Indian Creek scoops it up to the 22, across the 25 to the 30-yard line. Ball was down, but I think they whistled the return man down. That was Christian Kirsch on the return for Indian Creek. So the Creek will have the ball first to start this thing off. New quarterback for Indian Creek this season is Michael Wilson. Wilson, a senior, taking over the starting quarterback job for the Indian Creek Redskins this season. Indian Creek in the red jerseys and the gold pants. Big Red in the white jerseys and the black pants. So 1st and 10 on their own 29 for the Creek. Dorian Thomas is the sidecar. Wilson, your quarterback. And he'll start off in the gun. High snap. It goes over Wilson's head, and he will smartly fall on it back at the 11-yard line. But
there's a flag.
Not the way you want to start if you're the Creek.
Bad snap over the quarterback's head on the very first play of the game. Wilson did the smart thing, went back and fell on the ball. Big Red player came in a little bit late. Going to call him for a personal foul. It'll be a 15-yard penalty, and it'll be from the spot of the foul, so it'll just about bring the ball back to where it was at the original line of scrimmage, maybe just a little bit shorter.
So the personal foul on Big Red, and that'll pretty much negate that loss.
Negate that loss, absolutely. It'll still be first down. Only now it'll be first and about 12, Don.
And it is a Skybank first down. Wilson up under center. Thomas off that right side, and he gets a couple out to the just shy of the 30-yard line.
I think that Indian Creek is going to have to develop some type of a running game, Don, or a short passing game to try to keep the ball away from Big Red. Big Red, traditionally has a very, very good high-powered offense, a lot of speed at the wideout positions and in their offensive backfield. So, Indian Creek's going to have to try to play ball control. Picked up 3 on second down, so it's going to bring up third and about 10.
2 receivers down to the bottom, but Wilson's going to keep it, and he's going to get snowed under. No gain on the play. Big Red comes up. They sniff that out defensively, and you had about 3 or 4 Big Red defenders coming up for that stop.
The one thing that Big Red does in their defensive line, and they do this traditionally every year, they get off their blocks very, very well. And not only that, but they run to the football very, very well. And you saw it right there. They weren't fooled by the quarterback draw, so that'll bring up a 4th and 10 for Indian Creek, and it's not what Coach Connors wanted to get or do on his first possession.
Brandon Matthew will be standing on his own 16-yard line. Good snap, and it's blocked. Stevie Davis blocking the punt. And Big Red falls on it at the 20-yard line. And coming up with the recovery is Keith Gregory. And we've seen so much of it out of Steubenville Big Red in the past, how good they are on the special teams and at blocking punts. And Stevie Davis comes up with one right there. We take a look on the replay.
Here it is. He comes in from the kicker's right, just about untouched. He does a good job of coming in front of the kicker, Don. He doesn't go into the kicker, but comes in front of the kicker where the kicker's foot would be after he takes his steps.
1st and 10 on the 21. Dwight Macon, his first start at quarterback for Big Red. He is a sophomore. Man crabs in motion up to that top side. Marky Markakis, the fullback, comes over. Bronco Busick takes the handoff. Busick breaks the first tackle, second tackle. Nice inside down to the 6-yard line. Busick playing last year middle linebacker. This season getting the chance to play running back, and you see the speed and the ability to break tackles there by Bronco Busick.
I'll tell you, just a real strong runner. He doesn't keep, his feet don't go dead. He keeps his feet moving. Watch, there's a defender right here that has a real beat on him. Watch the hit. Boom. Looks like he's going to go down. There's another tackler comes in, knocks his buddy off, and Bronco's able to take that to the outside, makes a nice move back to the inside, and gets it down inside the 10-yard line near the 6. Great first down run by Bronco Busick.
And Indian Creek calling a timeout as Big Red is looking at a 1st and goal on the 6-yard line. We're in the Hollywood Center red zone, but this is exactly what you don't want to have happen if you're Indian Creek. And so many times Big Red comes out just right off the bat. It's almost like a heavyweight fight where they come out with this flurry and make you dizzy right off the bat.
And you know, special teams, Don, so many people don't pay a lot of attention to special teams, but that's 1/3 of the game, and that's 1/3 of the game that Big Red works on very, very diligently every week in practice. And you know, you saw it. It was able to turn this thing around to where Big Red got the possession in Indian Creek territory, and now are knocking out the door at about the 7-yard line.
Let's check in with Natalie Pastorella quickly.
Hey guys, I'm here with Big Season Sports. Manny Mitsakis, you have been previewing all the area high school football teams. What can you tell us about this matchup?
Well, I'll tell you, it's quite a matchup. Initially, the electricity has been fantastic, but I think right now, Indian Creek's just really stumbling over themselves. They're struggling a little bit. Just the atmosphere, they're not used to it. I mean, last time these two teams played, these kids weren't even born yet.
So tell us, you have something special coming up on Sports Sundays this football season. Tell us what that is.
We're going to be profiling the top players in the Ohio Valley, the Big 22, how they jockey positions each week. And then we're also going to be doing the power rankings, which are the top 20 teams in the Ohio Valley, just as they go up and down. Those are brought to you by Skybank.
All right, thanks very much, Manny. Back to you guys.
2nd goal to go on the 4-4 Big Red, a stack eye. Make it under center. Pusick off the right side, touchdown Big Red.
Well, I'll tell you, Don, there was great blocking on the right side of that line, a great kick-out block by the first back in that eye, was able to leave Bronco Busick into the end zone. Good drive, nice job by the Steubenville Big Red offensive line, and I'll tell you, Indian Creek on its next possession has got to do something, at least change the field position if they can. Here it is, you can see the nice kick-out block right here. And I'm going to look at who that is. That's number 44, Dan Bain. Take a look at it from ground level. Good block right there by Markakis, number 45. Not only a good ball carrier, but a good blocker.
And the extra point is no good. And just into the ball game, it is Big Red out to a 6-0 lead on a touchdown run by Bronco Busick. And we are back at Harding Stadium. Steubenville Big Red out to a 6-0 lead on the Apollo Professional Cleaning Services scoreboard. Big Red out 6-0 over Indian Creek, and the block punt by Stevie Davis is what set them up. Then a pair of nice runs by Bronco Busick, the second, going for the touchdown. So Big Red will kick off now. Doing the kicking, Brennan Stover. He is a sophomore. Kick fielded back to the 13, to the 20. Nice hole out to the 30. For Indian Creek, and on that return, Aaron Bolitho. So the second offensive possession for Indian Creek, and as you mentioned, Coach, Indian Creek kind of shot themselves in the foot on that first possession. They need to establish something positive on this possession.
They need to settle down a little bit. I'm sure the adrenaline was really running. They need to settle down, get into their offense. You know, get a couple first downs here if possible.
There's a look at the Indian Creek starting offense. Experienced line led by Fiegel, Galvin, and Mosser. Mike Wilson rolling, unloads. He's got Michael Smith. Incomplete pass. In and out of the hands of Smith at the 42-yard line, just at the sticks. Patrick Gilbert among those on coverage for Big Red. We take a look at the Big Red defense. Montgomery, Dugan, Owens, and Fry, along with Gregory up front. Banks, Busick, and Markakis, the backers. Gilbert, Gossett, and Jackson in that secondary. And 6 returning starters for Big Red on both sides of the ball. Stevie Davis also we see in that secondary for Big Red. Handoff, first man through, and no gain on that play on second down. To bring up 3rd and 10.
It's going to be very, very difficult to run against Big Red's front four, especially inside the tackles. You know, I think what Indian Creek has to do is show a little bit of misdirection, Don. go one way, come back with a counter the other way, maybe try to trap a little bit if they can. But running against this defensive line and these 3 experienced linebackers is going to be very, very difficult for Indian Creek, I think.
3rd and 9. Thomas deep in the eye. Stone, the fullback. 2 receivers up to the top side. Reverse, Michael Smith. Smith to the corner, 30. 35, makes one man miss, gets to the 38-yard line, but he will be about 4 yards short of the first down.
Roland Owens was there to make the tackle. Nice little reverse that time. Pitch to the wide out coming around. Good job going one way, coming back the other way, countering. About a 7-yard gain. It's going to bring up 4th and 3, and this will change the field position a little bit. But Indian Creek has to make sure that they protect their kicker and don't let the punt get blocked as they did on the last possession.
Matthew standing on his own 26-yard line. Davis up on that top side. That's where he came from for the block on the first punt attempt.
Good snap.
No rush from that top side. High punt. And it bounces off a man. Big Red scoops it up. And then McLeod with it. He gets across the 40 to the 41. Josh McLeod on the return.
Much better protection that time. Big Red was in a tight formation.
Join us tomorrow night at 11:35 for another WTOV9 Game of the Week as East Liverpool Potters head to Beaver Local to take on the Beavers. That's tomorrow night's WTOV9 Game of the Week. The only game in town, and all this season the games of the week can also be seen on WTOV9.com. We are streaming the games of the week as well as Sports Fridays all season long. Tell your friends, your relatives, and maybe move from outside the area. I know you've got some relatives from outside the area that they can check us out, feel like they're at home each and every Friday night on our website, WTOV9.com, and you can also click on and see the high school football previews of every one. We ended up with 46 high school previews on teams up and down the valley.
That's wonderful. You guys did a great job on that too, Don.
Let's go!
7:35 to go, first quarter. There's a look at the sideline there for Big Red. Great crowd on hand. Indian Creek fans over on the far side, all dressed in the gold. Look a lot like USC in the red and the gold. And the black and the red fans on this sideline were the black shirts, the red T-shirts, supporting Big Red.
Don, this is one of the biggest crowds I've ever seen here at Harding Stadium. When I was coaching at Catholic Central, we had some big crowds. But I tell you, this is one of the bigger crowds that I've seen in many, many years here at Harding Stadium.
And you have the excitement about these two teams playing each other, and then just a general excitement of the season starting. Great night for football. 1st and 10 on the 41-yard line. Markakis comes in motion down to the bottom of the screen. Macon looking to put it up, unloads to Markakis out of the backfield, and Markakis slips on the turf, and he will be marked down right around the 45-yard line. Still a pickup of about 4 on the play.
Number 10, Dwight Macon, only a sophomore, has some big shoes to fill with Zach Galaris graduating. But I saw this kid against preview against Salem, and he is going to be a very, very good quarterback. He has a good arm, a nice arm, handles the ball well, and is very, very elusive as well.
Out of the gun, we'll call it a gain of 3, makes 2nd and 7. Josh McLeod's foot to the top. He was impressive in that West Branch scrimmage. Down to the bottom, Stevie Davis. One sidecar, and that's Fusing, and you're going to have a flag on the play, Coach.
Yeah, I think McLeod or whoever was aligned as the wideout on this side left a little bit early. That's number 8. That's Stevie Davis. And Stevie's really not got his timing down. Just came back recently from the Legion tournament, the Great Lakes tournament, baseball tournament. Great run by post 33. Moved a little before the snap, but he's going to get it together because he's a great athlete.
Philip Gilmore, Stevie Davis, Anthony Gossett,
2nd down.
also on that Legion team for Big Red. 2nd and 12. And Jeremy Banks, so 4 Big Red players on that post 33 run that won the Ohio American Legion State Championship and then went to the regional. Timeout called by Big Red. But both teams coach first-year starting quarterbacks, Dwight Macon, the sophomore, Mike Wilson for Indian Creek. And you mentioned it, you'll see a lot of timeouts. It's hot. I was down on that field before the game. You're talking about 90 degrees, and to see just how hot it is down on the field with a 90-degree heat, Natalie Pasquarello's down there in that heat. Natalie, what's going on?
Hey guys, it is pretty hot, but we're still having a great time. I am joined now by Steubenville High School Principal Sean Crozier. A lot of anticipation with this game. I mean, how do you think things are turning out so far?
Well, I think right now things are turning out great. You know, we've got a nice crowd here tonight. I can't say it's a beautiful night for football. It's 90 degrees, but I think everybody's putting up with it. I feel bad for the players in those uniforms, but, you know, they're going to make the best of it. They've been waiting for this for a long time. I think they're ready.
And I know both coaches said they're just basically going to keep them hydrated and keep them ready out there on the field. Tell us really quickly about what's ahead for the school year.
Well, we've got some exciting things going on down at the high school. I'm sure everybody knows we're under construction, stuff like that. Our third floor is coming along just beautiful. We're getting ready to move up there. Brand new classrooms. The halls look beautiful. We're moving down to the second floor, and this is going to go on for another year and a half, and hopefully around Christmas time 2008, brand new high school ready to go.
All right, thank you very much. Back to you guys.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. And that was the second down play, called a loss of a yard. Brings up 3rd and 11. Ball in the Big Red 41. Davis up to the top side.
Yeah, they need to cover those trips better than what they're covering them right now.
Middle receiver not covered, Coach.
Yeah, running a little odd pattern, he's going to be wide open.
3rd and 11. Their best cover players down to the bottom. That's Michael Smith. Little swing to Goss, and he picks up the block from Davis and gets brought down from behind. Trailing on the play, Dalton Castleman with the tackle. The Big Reds got the first down, and they just flipped it out to Anthony Gossett.
That's right. He ran a little screen behind the other two receivers. He was the third receiver from the sideline. He ran a little flare pattern behind them. They used both of those wideouts as blockers. Here it is right here. You can just see it's a real quick pass. It's almost a lateral. That's just like a handoff. Give him the ball and let him run.
You're going to have a flag on the play where they could get it off. Gossett came running out the field late. So they only had 10 men on the field.
Now, this is not unusual for these things that happen in the opening ball game. Don, you're going to make some little mistakes like these little mistakes. Coaches want to make sure that they have the right personnel on the field. In this day and age where high schools are running so many different multiple formations, where they have to change personnel, get different people in for different formations, it sometimes can be confusing, so you need to have your sideline organized really well.
So loss of 5 makes it 1st and 15. I set, and Creek jumps off sides. So they'll give the 5 right back.
Zach Yeager, number 43, playing one of those defensive tackles, moved prior to the snap, got into the neutral zone. It's going to cost Indian Creek 5 yards, so it's going to bring up 1st and about 10. So the 5 that Steubenville lost on the earlier penalty, they get back on this one.
And Big Red does that, Coach. They have a lot of personnel sets and groupings and receiver groupings. So 1st and 10 on the 46 of Creek. 2 receivers down to the bottom. McLeod split all the way out. I set Busick deep in that eye. Brandon Carroll, the slot man, handoff Busick. Whew, boy. I'm telling you, he lowered the boom on Matt Stone, the inside linebacker, who goes about 215, and then rumbled for another 6 yards. That's a fullback playing tailback.
Well, I tell you, that was a great run by Busick. The inside linebacker came free, was not blocked, stepped right into the hole, had a perfect shot on Busick. Hit him up around the thighs, and Busick ran right through the tackle. It's a good, hard, solid inside run. Watch it right here, Don. Boom. Lowers his shoulder, just running over people and through people and dragging people down for the extra yards. 2nd and 1.
And we haven't seen Dwight Macon keep it yet, but I'm telling you, Macon, when he keeps the football, can make things happen. 2nd and a yard. Macon sets up, and he's going to get brought down in the backfield. A sack for Indian Creek. And coming in for the Redskins, Jonathan Fiegel, one of those veteran linemen. Fiegel, 6'2", 250.
Well, I'll tell you, the fake to hold the linebackers really didn't hold the linebackers. Because I'll tell you, he comes clean right here. You can see him coming inside Busick. Busick waves at him, and he's on Macon in a hurry. Busick comes in, tries to get a block. Too late. 3rd and 10.
Excuse me, that was Michael Triconis who came in. Creek with pressure coming from 2 different defenders, so Triconis coming up with that sack. 3rd down and long. Macon in the gun. Pressured. He is going to get brought down. Coming up with the sack, Dalton Castleman.
Nice job by Castleman. He wasn't fooled. He didn't get caught inside. He kept good outside leverage on the quarterback. Was able to work his way upfield. Got a handful of Macon's shirt. Brought him down for a loss. That's a good defensive series for Indian Creek and should give them a great deal of confidence on this next possession.
4th down, 18.
So 4th down, Stevie Davis will be in to punt it away.
Stevie Davis in punt formation.
And you see, too, with Macon taking the sack, too, not trying to force
That's right.
anything either.
Absolutely.
Low snap, Davis handles it, gets off the kick. And it will take a Big Red bounce, and it'll be 27-yard line where Indian Creek takes over. When we come back, 2:13 to go in the first quarter. Big Red leading Creek by the score of 6-0 on the Apollo scoreboard. Off, no gain. Thomas on the carry for Indian Creek. They've also brought in big guy 6'1", 240 Shane Hines in.
They went unbalanced that time, Don, trying to run to their power side against Big Red's 4-man defensive front. Big Red made a nice adjustment, was not fooled, stuffed that for no gain, bring up 2nd and 10.
And Hines will now check out of the ball game. Timeout on the field. Timeout called by Indian Creek. So Big Red up 6-0, 1:43 to go here in the first quarter. Next Saturday at 11:30 a.m. Get caught up on all the latest news from our West Virginia Mountaineers on Mountaineer Magazine. That's next Saturday at 11:30 a.m. only on WTOV9. Big things expected in Morgantown this year. The Mountaineers begin the year ranked number 3rd in the nation, their highest ever ranking to start a season. Officials told me before the game 7,000 pre-sale tickets, expected another couple thousand in walk-ups. You hear different things. Place holds what, close to 10,000? Well, it's filled.
Yeah, it's filled. Both end zones are filled. Both sides of the field are filled. There's people standing along the fence, as you can see, on the other side of the field. And so I tell you, this is a standing room only crowd.
2nd and 9 on their own 23. Mike Wilson in the gun. Jonathan Price goes to that slot on the bottom side. Swing pass to Thomas. 2 defenders there, and he gets past them, but the 3rd one makes the tackle after a short gain of a couple.
It's a very, very similar play the Big Red ran to Markakis on Big Red's last possession. Try to swing a little pass behind the 2 receivers that are set out wide that way. Use them as blockers on the defensive backs. Give that back an opportunity to run. But Big Red recognized it very well, and with their speed on the defensive line and at the backfield, at the linebacker positions, they were able to get to that for a very short gain of about 3. It'll bring up 3rd and 7.
3 receivers down at the bottom, Thomas, Roberts, and Smith looking to go that way. Wilson looking for Smith. Oh, incomplete. He had it on his fingertips on the coverage. Patrick Gilbert for Big Red. But Smith was there, the ball was in his hands, but he couldn't hang on to it.
I'll tell you, it was a well-thrown ball. Good coverage by Big Red, but the ball was thrown in an area where only the receiver had a shot at it, got his hands on it, wasn't quite able to handle it, and we may see Indian Creek go back to that later on, Don.
Yeah, let's take a look at it. Don't Ford replay and give Wilson credit. Here's a great look at it, and he placed this ball perfectly.
Perfectly, right over his outside shoulder, and boom, just wasn't able to make the catch. But a good effort by number 4, the wide receiver, Michael Smith.
Bad snap on a punt, and this may end up being a touchdown for Big Red. Nope, safety. It looked like the punter tried to kick it out of bounds, which you'd like to do, but he missed it.
Big Red tried to get on it, but the ball squirted over the end line, which is a safety. Stevie Davis there again, and you can see that he's having a whale of a ball game so far. Blocked the punt, was in there, almost recovered for a touchdown.
Now watch this. It goes over his head, but the punter tries to kick it out. Big Red almost falls on this thing for a touchdown.
Yeah, here it is right here. The ball is in the end zone. It's rolling. He's trying to kick it into the end zone. Doesn't quite get all of it. There you can see number 46 for Big Red trying to get on the ball. That's Isaiah Willis. Just isn't able to handle it. The ball squirts out for a safety.
And give the punter credit because he got back and kind of disrupted that. 8-0 your score on the Apollo Professional Cleaning Services scoreboard. We'll be back after this. And we're back. Apollo Professional Cleaning Services scoreboard. Big Red leading Indian Creek 8-0. Let's head down to Natalie Pascarella on the sidelines.
Well, guys, I actually found a former NFL football player, 16 years in the business, most notably Chicago and Pittsburgh, Mr. Mike Tomczak. Mike, why are you here tonight?
Well, I'm here representing William Pittsburgh Steel Company and part of our United Way kickoff campaign for Jefferson County, and taking a great night of high school football. Can't get any better than this right now.
So what do you think of our football program here in the Valley with Indian Creek and Steubenville?
Well, I've heard about it for about 8 months now, ever since our acquisition took over. But I'm familiar with Steubenville area. I played with a couple guys at Ohio State, and it's just tremendous to see the high school athletes out here and the support from the community. And we're going to do our part at William Pittsburgh Steel to help out this community as much as possible.
Thanks very much, Mike. All right, guys, back to you.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. Mike Tomczak down on the sideline. Kind of surprised to see Mike Tomczak here tonight.
Yes, yeah, I'll tell you, very, very impressive, and glad that Mike is here and took time to talk to our Natalie Pascarella.
1st and 10 on the 43. Marky Markakis in motion down to the bottom. Bronco Busick deep in the backfield. Here is Bronco. He hits the hole pretty quickly and gets down to the 30-yard line. 1st down for Big Red, and Bronco Busick looking good, running the football.
I tell you, he's going to come out for a while. He hasn't been out of the game since it started. He's playing on both sides of the ball. He's had the bulk of the carries for Big Red so far, and has been playing very, very well defensively. So we're going to see somebody come in and spell him at James Montgomery, coming in 6'1", 210-pound senior.
Montgomery playing defensive end on the Big Red D. 1st and 10 on the 30, 20 seconds to go, first quarter. Double tights. Montgomery's got a big hole. Montgomery, 15, down to the 10-yard line. Another Big Red 1st down.
I'll tell you, they don't lose much when they put it in the backup tailback, I'll tell you. Great blocking up front by that offensive line. They just open up a big hole at the point of attack, and Montgomery was able to find the seam, get it upfield, get it in the secondary in a hurry, and get it down to about the 10-yard line. It's going to be 1st and 10. They can actually get a 1st down inside the 1-yard line.
And that will do it for the first quarter. As time runs out in the first quarter, Apollo Professional Cleaning Services scoreboard. Big Red 8, Indian Creek nothing after 1 quarter of play. See, that's where we stand now, 8-0. Bronco Busick 1st and goal. Gets snowed under after a short pickup on the tackle. Shane Hines for Indian Creek.
Okay, that's a much better job that time by the Indian Creek defense. They stayed low, got under the blocks of the offensive line, and Big Red was able to stop Bronco Busick after a short gain of about 1.5. It's going to bring up 2nd and 8. Well, it's a gain of actually about 2 yards, so it'll bring up 2nd and 8.
And they are in the Hollywood Center red zone. Stack eye, Busick dotting it. Markakis in the middle of it. This is Bronco, touchdown Big Red. And this, my friends, is a Bronc buster. Up the middle for the touchdown.
Look at the block on number 61, Don. I think that's number 44. Look at it. I mean, they're just body on body. and it gets into the secondary. Here it is from another angle. Good kick out block, good lead block by number 45. That's Mark Markakis. And there you go, and you see number 43, Bronco Busick, into the end zone again.
Roland Owens with a nice block there as well. Bad snap with the extra point. Gossett loops it up. McLeod in there for the 2. Wow. So Big Red with the mistake with the bad snap. Gossett alertly scoops it up, and McLeod alertly finds an open piece of real estate and hauls it in. So Big Red up 16-0 with the 2-point try.
Well, I tell you, special teams are really an adventure tonight. Here it is right here. The ball is bad snap on the attempted point, but here the ball is thrown by the holder actually, and he's able to get it up there to McLeod, who takes it in for the 2-point conversion. And the season not down. He really fights his way in, does a great job. I tell you, I was impressed by him in the scrimmage against Salem.
With that, we will take a break. Big Red leading 16-0, just underway in the second quarter. Oh, those special teams. A blocked punt, a bad snap on a punt. And now that
missed
crazy
extra point
and a crazy 2-point conversion play. And that's where we stand right now at 16-0. So Big Red set to kick it off. Brennan Stover has it teed up. Michael Smith deep for the Creek. And Belitho goes off his hands. You better pick it up, and he's into the end zone. Now here's a question, though, Coach. To me, it looked like he scooped it up on the 1 and then ran back into the end zone.
Well, his foot may have been in the end zone, Don, and if it was, then that was in the end zone, and it's a dead ball. Official was right there, made the call very, very quickly. Our officials tonight, by the way, are Dave Clutters, the referee, Mike Ryan, the umpire. Linesman is Tom Bechtel. The line judge is Kevin Sikora. The back judge, Lance Jacob.
1st and 10 on the 20 for the Creek as they break the huddle.
They've got to change the field position, Don. They've got to get a little advantage here.
Thomas to the wing. I want to watch him with a counter. Here it is. And not much doing there. Big Red closing quickly. I believe James Montgomery with a tackle.
Trying to come back inside with an inside counter, and number 23, Jeremy Banks, did a good job of playing off his block, recognizing that from his outside linebacker position, closed down and made the tackle.
Called a gain of 1. Brings up 2nd and 9 on the 21. Smith top side. We'll see if they look to air it out to him. You have a wing down to the bottom and split backs. Trying that reverse again, but Roland is nothing doing. Owens blasts in there and busts that thing all up.
Knocked down in the backfield.
Roland Owens.
They call him Buster.
I tell you, he busted that one up, that's for sure. You know, Big Red out of this 4-3. They play gap-controlled defenses, Don. They line up in a gap, but that doesn't mean that they're going to stay there. They like to angle their tackles either away from their overshift. You know, they'll overshift to the strength of the formation, then maybe angle away from that. You know, shift over to the strength of the formation, angle to the formation, and then they have to work in concert with their linebackers to make sure that all gaps are going to be covered. And they do a very, very good job. Good quickness in the defensive tackles.
Isaiah Willis, a corner. Gilbert, the other corner. They want to throw it up. They want to go to Smith, who's top side, being guarded by Willis. Here is Wilson. He's pressured. Intentional grounding.
Yeah, there's no receiver in the area whatsoever. If there was somebody around there and he threw it, it would have been an incomplete pass, but there was no Indian Creek receiver right there. That time we saw a little twist in the defensive line with the left tackle going right and the right tackle coming around him. And number 34, Roland Owens was there very, very quickly to put pressure on number 3, the Indian Creek quarterback, Michael Wilson.
Owens was in there, James Montgomery. There were 3 defenders. Keith Gregory was also in that mix.
Brings up
And the trouble they've had with their punting game, you don't exactly want to be punting out of your end zone, which they'll be doing.
And I'll tell you, Don, that penalty is yards lost plus loss of down. So, it does bring up fourth
Matthew
down.
in punt formation. Stevie Davis.
He's got to watch he doesn't step back on that end line as well, and he has yet to get a good snap. That one's good. Gets it off. It's going to be a line drive punt. Davis, he's not going to get to it.
He had a notion. If it would have bounced the right way, he would have picked it up.
Ironically, if he would have got that bounce, he would have had a seam and some running room. Let's head down to Natalie on the sideline.
Over here. Yeah, where'd he go? Hey guys, I am down here with two Indian Creek football fans. Actually, is the groundskeeper at the high school, so he's going to tell us some of that top secret chatter you've been hearing about the big game.
Hello. Yes, they've been focused not just all week, but all summer and every practice. The big game's the first game, so you can't look beyond that. This is a good one.
What do you think they've been doing so far?
They're holding their own, couple little blunders, but other than that, just like
Also here with Mr. Ron Manarino, so tell us, you're an Indian Creek fan too? How long?
Oh, I've been in Indian Creek for about 26 years now.
And there's a secret with it. Why are you a fan? Because
I'm married into it.
he married into it. All right, thanks very much. Back to you guys.
Jared Monster also in on the stop.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. No gain on the play, brings up second down and 10. Good defensive stop there for the Creek. Caleb Westlake up to the top, Brandon Carroll down to the bottom. Montgomery the sidecar as Busick checks out. You can see the offensive line for Big Red setting up for pass protection. But yep, there's the keep by Macon. And look at this, Macon, 15-10, touchdown Big Red. Dwight Macon, 32 yards for the touchdown.
Based upon the blocking in the offensive line, we had a pull from the backside, and I think Macon kept this on his own. I'm not so sure that that wasn't a play designed for the running back, but he is so elusive, Don, and he's so hard to get a hand on. And you need to get more than a hand on Dwight Macon because he is so elusive. He has good size, and you can see he's got excellent speed.
And the snap, the placement is up, and it is good. So Big Red leads it 23-0. We'll be back with more from Harding Stadium after this. Big Red on a Dwight Macon touchdown run leads it 23-0. Coach, in the break we were talking, boy, it's hard to tell that Dwight Macon even had that football.
Right. Great ball handling. Did a good job.
He just did the quick little fake to Montgomery, and it was as if he stuck the ball in his pocket. You could not see the football. $8:18 to go first half here at Harding Stadium. Here's the kickoff for the Red. Nice kick. Craig Fields back at the 3. Michael Waite. And he gets to the 12.
Michael Waite gets out across the 16.
I tell you, that's really good special teams play. When you can get the ball up like that and get it kicked deep, as number 84 Big Red Brennan Stover did that time. You give your coverage team an awful lot of time to get down there and to cover the kick. And anytime you can keep a receiving team inside the 30-yard line at the high school level, you're doing a pretty good job. And here, they kept them inside the 20.
I set Thomas trying to bounce to the outside and gets the gain of about 3 or 4. Thomas, a good-looking sophomore for Indian Creek, but they haven't got much going so far on offense at all.
Well, I tell you, I don't think they have a first down. In this whole first half, Don, they need to get something put together. Coach Connors has got to get his team to make some first downs, give him a little bit of confidence. This is a good start. He picked up about 4 on first down, which is a win. He's going to bring up 2nd and 6.
So called a gain of 4, 2 receivers down at the bottom. Alan Hastwell and R.J. Roberts. Mike Wilson throwing that way, out and up. to Roberts, and he's got the first down out to the 36-yard line.
All right, good job that time. Wilson rolled out, got away from the pressure, was able to find his receiver, number 8, Alan Haswell. Allen was able to get it upfield for a first down. This is the best position on the field that they've had in this half, Don, and this is their first down with 7:19 left to go in the second quarter.
And we've talked about Big Red dropping from Division 3 to Division 4. Indian Creek stays in Division 3, Region 11. They did not drop. They came close to it, but they did not drop with Big Red. 1st and 10. Wilson going top side, pressure in his face, unloads it to the man in the middle. Making the catch is Adam Wickham, and he should have the first down. Wickham had made a nice catch in their scrimmage last week against West Holmes that I had a chance to check out.
I'll tell you again, Wilson does a nice job. He's rolling away from the pressure. Although he had people coming into his face, he was able to keep his composure, deliver the ball, hit number 5, Adam Wickham, for a gain, enough for another first down near midfield.
And Wilson, a pretty talented baseball player for Indian Creek. Last year he played tight end, and the coaches really like him. They say, you're going to like Mike Wilson. He's a good leader. They love his leadership abilities. He's a good athlete. And the thing is, a new quarterback back, they just need him to play within himself.
Right.
Man goes in motion. Stone up top side. Wilson in the gun. 2 receivers down to the bottom. He's going to keep it. Tries to spin, and he gets a gain of, we'll call it 3 yards. Brings up 2nd and 7 at midfield.
I don't know if that was a design draw or he just decided to pull the ball down and run with it. But, a gain of 3 yards, not too bad. We're bringing up 2nd and 7. Indian Creek getting a little drive going to here now. They've had 2 first downs back-to-back via the pass. So we'll see what they do here on 2nd and 7.
Michael Smith checks into the game. He's up top side. 2 receivers that way. Stone comes in motion to the bottom. They've got the tailback Thomas split to the bottom. Wilson trying to get away from the pressure. Ball on the ground. Creek recovers it, but it gets punched out by Roland Owens. Now James Montgomery was there for the initial rush on the quarterback, and then Owens came and helped clean things up. And of course, Owens had that huge interception against Dover in the playoffs last year.
I tell you, Jeremy Banks also came from his outside linebacker position, put some heat on Wilson right away, and brought him down for a loss of about 6. It's going to bring up 3rd and 13.
Split backs now. Thomas goes in motion. We've got a wing down to the bottom. Wilson straight drop, setting up the screen to Smith.
Wow.
Mark Markakis sniffed that thing out and brought Smith down from behind, because I'm sure when Smith caught that, he saw some green grass and thought he'd be running for a while.
That was Isaiah Willis on number 46 instead of 45. From his defensive back position, he just followed that receiver all the way, was able to catch him from behind. It looked like he had some room to run, but great speed by number 46, Isaiah Willis, brought him down for a gain of about 5, but it's still going to bring up 4th down, and we do have a flag. Okay, it's an illegal substitution against Indian Creek, so that's going to set him back about 5 yards. Still 4th down, but now it's going to be 4th and about 12.
Illegal substitution, 5-yard penalty against Indian Creek.
So 5 yards marked off against the Creek. Matthew on to punt it away.
Good snap that time.
Davis scoops it, hits it on the dead run, lowers his shoulder, gets out to the 37-yard line where Big Red will take over. 4:20 to go in the first half at Harding Stadium. Time for a timeout for us. We'll be back with more after this. First and 10 on their own 37 for Big Red. Man comes in motion. Carroll down to the bottom of the screen. There's the handoff for Big Red, and good run there for Big Red. And on the carry,
it's number 26, Don.
28.
28, I'm
that
sorry.
Is
Demetrius
Brandon, a sophomore.
A lot of young guys getting in now, getting a little bit of playing time, able to spell some of the starters. See now Gossett back in, Davis back in.
First down on the carry. So Brandon stays in the ball game at tailback. Davis in motion down to the bottom. Macon fakes it. Macon gets across midfield out to the 47-yard line.
He was looking for somebody to throw over here on the left-hand side, Don. He had two receivers over here, Gossett and Davis. Little fake off of the tailback counter. He waggled back this way, looking for a receiver. Didn't see anything, decided to run. Picks up about 4, will bring up 2nd and 6.
Sage Kutry checking out for Big Red, also checking out Zach Howrath. Demetrius Brandon remains in the backfield. Davis top side, double tight. Second and 6 at the 48. Macon looking for Davis. He's got him at the sticks for the first down. And Davis gets to the 34-yard line.
I tell you, that was a great play by Big Red because they only had 10 guys on the field. They had 7 linemen, quarterback, a tailback, and one wide receiver. So give Big Red a lot of credit. They were able to complete that pass, just a one-on-one pattern with Davis set to the right side, went down, pushed off the receiver, pulled up, caught the ball at about 8 yards, and was able to run with it after he caught it for a first down inside the 35.
Caleb Westlake up top side, eye set, Carroll down to the bottom. There's the handoff, and not wanting to be brought down, and get out to the 25-yard line. I believe that is Brandon again.
Gain is down to the 25.
Demetrius Brandon. Demetrius Brandon. Getting some work here in the second quarter against this Indian Creek defense. And I'll tell you right now, that Indian Creek defense is starting to get a little tired on. They haven't had the ball very long. The offense hasn't been able to keep their defense off the field for any long period of time. And Big Red is just pounding the ball at him and wearing him down.
Gain of 9 brings up 2nd and 1. Toss, Brandon looking for the seam. I tell you what, he fights for the first down. I think he's got it. Somebody from Indian Creek, their helmet's about 5 yards back behind the play. And that helmet belongs to Brent
50.
Snyder.
Yep. Brent Snyder is only a junior, 6'2", 225. He's coming out of the ball game right now. Number 62 is checking in for him. I'm sorry, number 52. That's Jonathan Figgle.
So first and 10 of the 22. Davis goes up to the top side. Davis and Gossett in there now. Timeout, Creek. Indian Creek and Big Red tonight. Tomorrow night, our games of the week continue as we take a look at Beaver Local and East Liverpool. Let's head down to Natalie on the sideline.
Hey guys, I am here with Sky Bank's own Jay Zada, actually a sponsor of the WTOV9 Game of the Week tonight. So how's it feel being a part of it?
It's great to be a part of it. A lot of energy tonight, way to kick off the season. And Sky Bank, soon to be Huntington Bank, just really proud to be a part of the community.
Okay, and tell us a little bit about the fact that you're also here for charity too, right?
I didn't hear you, I'm sorry.
You're also here for charity too as well?
We are. We did the United Way kickoff, and we donated $5,000 to get to their $400,000 campaign goal. So it was just a great way to kick off the season.
Okay, thank you very much, Jay. All right, guys, back to you.
And Jay Zato, Skybank, soon to be Huntington Bank, also a big part of the OVAC All-Star game back in July. And as we take a look at Reno Sokoch, WTOV9 this Sunday brings you the Steelers, the Pittsburgh Steelers preseason game. Steelers take on the Philadelphia Eagles at Heinz Field Sunday night at 8. Don't miss the Pennsylvania rivalry in a preseason matchup. 1:27 to go here in the first half, 23-0 Big Red. And Dwight Macon up under center. Markakis goes in motion top side. Macon looking to put it up, fires it down the middle, and that catch is made by Stevie Davis.
I tell you, that's a pretty good throw by Macon because he was running to his right and he had to throw back across his body. And I tell you, he threw a bullet, hit Stevie Davis right in the numbers at about the 15-yard line. It'll be second and about 5.
And Macon looking pretty impressive. I mean, we talk about playing within yourself. He's definitely doing that. Had a beautiful touchdown run and doing what he needs to. Looping it up now for Davis. Incomplete. On the coverage, Daniel Dunleavy.
I tell you, good coverage that time by number 7, Daniel Dunleavy. Played the ball very, very well, forced the ball to be thrown deep, actually too deep because the ball, if it would have been caught, would have been incomplete because it would have been caught out of bounds. So good coverage.
And when your dad's the basketball coach, you better be able to play man-to-man.
That's right. You better be able to get up there and hit the ball. Absolutely.
The 3rd and 4 on to 16. Gossett topside. Davis to the bottom, and he's covered by Michael Smith. Smith, 7 picks last year. Brandon makes the first guy miss, spins, but hanging on to make the tackle, Christian Kirsch.
This is going to be close, Don. This is going to be close to the first down, and I think he may have it based upon the spot by the head linesman.
Michael Chirkonis also defensively. Timeout, Big Red.
Watch for the new morning lineup coming this September on WTOV9. News 9 will continue to bring you Sunrise from 5 until 7 a.m., followed by 2 hours of Today. Then live with Regis and Kelly moves to 9 a.m., followed by 2 more hours of Today coming this fall on WTOV9. And that's my coffee time. I've told you that before. I'll drink a lot of coffee during that morning time.
By that time, I've got about 3 hours of work already in, so yeah. And I don't have time to watch Regis and Kathy.
Kelly.
If it's Regis and Kelly, it's Regis into 3rd grade and Kelly into 7th grade.
So here we go. We almost have a first half in the books, Coach. And so far, the special teams woes got Creek in trouble at the beginning of the game. And got in some trouble. They've had trouble getting out of.
And you know that's an area of the game that takes a lot of time to time up and make sure that you get it right. So right now we're having a measurement for the first down, and we haven't got a signal yet. So I think it's going to be 4th and less than a yard. Coach Sokoch has to make a decision here. Am I going to go for it, go for the field goal? But I think he's going to go for it.
And the new year, we've heard a lot of talk about Dwight Macon, but also interesting with Tamale McGee leaving, who was going to be the featured running back. Bronco Busick's looked very impressive. Montgomery's had some nice runs, and lately coming in the game, Demetrius Brandon as well.
That's right.
And Big Red, they always run a number of different.
They always run a lot of backs. They give all the kids an opportunity to get some varsity experience and keep fresh backs in there all the time.
Gossett to the bottom, Davis to the top. Smith, your cover man, down on the bottom. Macon keeps it. He's got the first down.
He's got more than enough. He's inside the 10-yard line, so it's going to be 1st and goal. There's only 38 seconds left to go in this half, so they've got to hurry up. They already have another play. They're going to line up without a huddle, see what it's going to be, see if they're going to try to go to Steve Davis or Anthony Gossett on the outside.
Now watch the fade. Davis to the top, and on the short side it is Gossett.
Watch the slant.
There it is, the slant. Oh, thrown a bit behind. Dunleavy with that man-to-man again.
I tell you, that was a good call because Indian Creek had nobody underneath the slant pattern. So very possibly Macon may have had a choice to either go with the fade or with the slant. When he saw that there was nobody underneath the slant, he decided to go to Davis with the slant pattern to the inside.
And he's the guy, too, with his speed. When you give him a run-pass option, he can be deadly.
Right.
Now you've got both up there, Davis and Gossett. Macon looking things over. Hand off, Brandon, big hole. Oh, down to the 1 yard line.
They're going to have to hurry up. They don't have any timeouts left. He's going to have to take the ball and spike it.
Jarrett Mosser, touchdown saving tackle. Macon spikes it. And this is good for the sophomore quarterback to experience this.
Right. And I'll tell you, he did a good job. He knew what the situation was. He knew the clock was running. They didn't have a lot of time. He needed to stop the clock, so took the snap, spiked the ball, stopped the clock on an incompleted pass, gives Big Red an opportunity now to call the play that they want. And I wouldn't be surprised to see Bronco Busick or the tailback in there again out of that stacked I formation.
Sports Friday and Sports Sunday are your source for all the latest news, highlights, and more in the world of sports. Get all the highlights and scores for the world of high school football every Friday at 11:15 on Sports Friday, and a weekly wrap-up of the biggest news in sports on Sports Sunday at 11:30 only on WTOV9. NFL, all of your NFL highlights, college football, you name it, on Sports Sunday each and every Sunday night. And myself and Rob Metzger, arms folded, ready to go. We've got 9.3 seconds to go, first half. 4th and goal to go on the 1 yard line. And we'll see who all is in. Yep, Bronco Busick is in there. They're going to run that stack I.
Markakis is in there. Also, Roland Owens is in there. They've scored on this out of this formation twice, Don. Once to the right, once to the left. We'll see if they go back to it again. Double tight, stacked I formation.
Bronco, touchdown.
I tell you, that's a heck of a play. Those two up backs, Markakis and Owens, do an outstanding job of lead blocking. The offensive line, the left side of that line, number 72, Andrew Radakovich, does a good job of sealing off his man. And then those two backs, the first back is a kick-out blocker, second back is a lead blocker. They do a good job. Markakis reads those blocks, sees the end zone, squares up his shoulder, and scores.
And Buster's 215, Owens is 215, and Mark is probably, about 170, but Mark is such a solid blocker. And the extra point is up and it is good, so put another one on the board. 30-0, Big Red, with 6 seconds remaining here in the first half at Harding Stadium. The most comprehensive high school football website in the Ohio Valley, WTOV9.com's high school super site will take you inside the locker room and onto the field of your favorite area football teams. Everything you need to know about your team. You can't get closer to the game than on WTOV9.com. Check out our high school super site today.
How you doing? You all right out there? It's hot.
A little better now. Yeah.
Well, we'll see what Coach Satkoch has instructed his kicker, Brendan Stover, to do. Is he going to squib kick it deep? We'll find out right here. Hey, Stover is starting to look pretty impressive. He had a real nice kickoff the last time. The last 2 extra points that he's attempted, have been, pretty good. So, we'll see what he's going to do here on a kickoff. This boy has a lot of upside to him. He's only a sophomore.
Nice high kick. Fielded at the 10, to the 20, and Brandon Carroll over the tackle. Aaron Belitho on the return, and that will do it. That will do it for the first half. The Big Red heading to the locker room, leading 30-0. And we head down to the field and check in with Natalie Pasquarella and Reno Sakoch.
Hey guys, I'm here with head coach Reno Sakoch. Reno, you guys are up 30. What do you need to do to keep it going?
Well, the thing I like about the 30s, it's come from all different areas. Special teams, offense, defense. That's what I like best about it. We're playing an all-around game. When one thing's slowing down, the other thing's picking up. Now, if we can get it all together, that's your goal by the end of the year, to have that whole thing together, the whole 4 quarters. We'll take this lead at the half.
All right, we'll let you get back to the team. Thanks, Reno. All right, guys, back to you.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. And that is where we stand at the half on the Apollo Professional Cleaning Services scoreboard. Big Red leads it 30-0 after the first half of action. And Big Red will get the ball to start the second half as Creek tees it up over on the left-hand side of your screen. If you're just joining us, Creek in the gold pants and the red jerseys. Big Red with the white jerseys and black pants. Brandon Matthew. A nice kick. Field it at the 15. Bounces off the Big Red return man, but the other returner picks it up. Alertly, Michael Goodwin is there. And Big Red will take over on its own 27-yard line here to start the second half. And as far as that first half for Big Red, we said going into halftime they used 3 different tailbacks. All had impressive moments. Bronco Busick really looks like he's going to be a bull in the backfield. And just really, we said it earlier, it was all shoulders and knees.
Yeah.
He was giving nobody anything to hit.
He's such a strong runner. He's a good north-south runner. You notice he's always got his shoulders square to the line of scrimmage. And this is not the way Coach Connor wanted his defense to start out here in the second half.
But that's exactly what we were talking about. If you wanted an illustration of the way Bronco Busick runs the football, there it is.
That's it. It's nothing fancy. He's not going to try to outrun you. He's not going to try to out-finesse you. He's going to run right at you, and he's saying, here I come, and I dare you to stop me. And I'll tell you, give that fullback, the kid in front of him, Roland Owens, is a wonderful blocker.
First down. Play fake to Bronco. Macon steps out of trouble, fires it. Caught for the first down, and making that catch for Big Red, it would be the tight end. And coming up with that catch, Sage Kutry.
Sage Kutry.
And you see Macon, this is what's interesting with him, though. He doesn't get flustered. I mean, he's a sophomore, steps away from trouble, shows poise in the pocket, and what a strong arm.
And the thing is, he's always got his eyes downfield on. He's always looking at his receivers. He's not making up his mind right away. Okay, I've been flushed out of here. I got some pressure on me. I got to run. He sees an open receiver. He's going to try to get him the ball.
And that was the Doan Ford instant replay. Eyes set. Montgomery making people miss. He gets down to the 38-yard line. Quick acceleration got him through the hole, and just sheer strength ends up breaking a couple of tackles to get the extra yardage, and that will bring up, we'll call it about second and 4. We'll call it a gain of 6.
I'll tell you, he's a nice size back, Dawn. I really like the looks of him. James Montgomery, 6'1", 210, runs, more straight up than what Bronco Busick does. But you'll notice all of these backs for Big Red are north and south runners. And, it's not a Tamawi McGee that's going to juke you and try to get to the outside and beat you with his speed. These guys are going to beat you with their strength and their power.
Second and 4. Montgomery's still in that backfield. Straight drop, slant, Gossett makes the catch down to the 20-yard line. Another first down for Big Red. And when you look to bring in a sophomore as your starting quarterback, when you've got veteran receivers like Gossett and Davis, that will help the maturation process of your quarterback.
And you'll also notice, Dawn, that the Big Red coaching staff has put Dwight Macon in a situation where he's throwing high percentage passes, slants, outs, little flares out of the backfield, bubble screens and so on. They're giving him a chance to succeed.
In the backfield now is Davis, and he takes the toss down to the 18. The first time we saw that tonight, but talking in camp with Coach Reno Sokoch, that you will see Davis do that. Davis will be mainly a wide out, but he'll line up in the backfield, some at running back, and even play some quarterback. Interestingly, the new naming of the field, Reno Sokoch Field at Harding Stadium now, they'll have that official dedication here in a few weeks, but they've got Reno Field written on the field, so I think Sokoch might have taken up the whole length of the field. There it is, Reno Field.
Yeah, there it is, Reno Field.
But if you had Sokoch on there, you may take up half of the football field.
Well, whether it's Reno Field or Reno Sokoch Field or Sokoch Field, it's a real credit to Coach Sokoch for what he's done, for this community and for the school at Steubenville High School.
2nd and 8 on the 19. Busick trying to bounce to the outside, and he gets down to the 10. But once again, shedding tacklers, and he's close to the sticks.
He's a fullback playing tailback.
Exactly.
And I'll tell you right now, Big Red has used 4 different people at the tailback position. And they've used Stevie Davis. They've used James Montgomery. They have used Zach Howrath. They've used
Demetrius Brandon.
Yeah, Demetrius Brandon. So they're using an awful lot of backs, and that's, the Big Red coaching staff philosophy. You give these kids as much experience as you possibly can, and when they're up 30-0, they can afford to do that.
Injured player for Indian Creek, Christian Kirsch, maybe possibly a cramp and stretching his legs out. He was on the receiving end of that shoulder from Husick on that run. 9 minutes to go in the third quarter. We will take a break. Apollo Cleaning Services scoreboard. 1st and 10 for Big Red at the 11-yard line of Indian Creek. James Montgomery up the middle. And not much doing there. But when we haven't talked about them yet tonight, but when you look at Big Red 2, returning on the offensive line for Big Red this year, you've got Andrew Radakovich, Brandon Fry up there as a returning offensive lineman, and also for Big Red, Philip Gilmore, and Gilmore making that move to center this year. So 3 good key returnees on that offensive line as well, in that core of 6 starters returning. 2nd and 9. Montgomery deep in the backfield. Motion man is Brandon Carroll. Montgomery up the middle, down to the 1-yard line.
That time it ran the tailback counter, started to the right, came back to his left. The backside guard and tackle were on the pool and did an outstanding job. Good blocking on the left side. Watch it right here. Watch the hold on. Whoa. I tell you, we have people on their backs. There's a pancake block up there in the middle of the line that really sprung that tailback loose for yardage down inside the 5-yard line. It's now 3rd and about 1. They can get a first down without getting a touchdown.
Hand off to the tailback. Touchdown for Big Red. William Jackson going in for the touchdown.
And that's the 5th tailback that has handled the ball in this game.
And still out there once again. You had Buster Owens, I believe, paving the way. There he is with the kick
look
out.
at that block. Wow.
Buster.
In for the PAT.
How about that? There you go. Another look at it.
Look at the block by Radakovich,
Yep.
number 72. I mean, they've got the guys 4 or 5 yards off the ball.
There's the extra point up and good. And that makes it 37-0. With that, we will take a break. Apollo Professional Cleaning Services scoreboard. Big Red leads at 37-0. 7.5 to go, third quarter. And welcome back to Harding Stadium. 37-0 Big Red leading the Creek. 7:37 to go here in the third quarter on your Apollo Professional Cleaning Services scoreboard. Stover has it teed up, and he's set to kick it off for Big Red. And there's the kick. Creek will field it back at the 9, the 20, upended to the 27-yard line. Michael Waite on the return for Creek.
Good special teams play again by Big Red. Not too bad field position for Indian Creek. They'll have it at about their own 26-yard line. Let's see if they can put some things together here in the second half, string together some first downs, and hopefully they'll be able to move the chains and at least change the field position.
Handoff, and Thomas gets snowed under. Markakis, Gregory, Ryan Dugan, all on the stop.
I tell you, they were there in a hurry. I mean, in a hurry. That time, Indian Creek was in an unbalanced line with one running back trying to go to the unbalanced side, and Big Red played it very, very well. They recognized the formation. Ryan Dugan making a good penetration in there, was able to hold that for not only a no gain, but a loss of about 2, so it'll bring up 2nd and about 12.
Wilson in the gun, Thomas the sidecar. Wilson looking to put it up, but he's got trouble, steps away from it, unloads. Incomplete. Brandon Carroll on the coverage of the tight end, Jay Calhoun. Calhoun's down on that far
Jay
side.
Calhoun, the intended receiver, and he's shaken up on the play. Brandon Carroll, defensive coverage for the Big Red.
Good coverage that time by Brandon Carroll, 5'10", 155-pound defensive back for Big Red. You see a lot of backups in the secondary now for Big Red.
And next week, the WTOV9 Game of the Week featuring Carrollton, the Warriors at the New Philadelphia Quakers. Don't worry about driving to New Philly. We'll bring the game to you next Friday night following Sports Friday right here on WTOV9's Game of the Week. The only game in town, New Philly and Carrollton right here on the WTOV9 Game of the Week. Barry Godemiller with a nice team this year, and Matt Dennison coaching at New Philadelphia. They dropped from Division II to Division III Region 11, and they expect some big things. They have probably one of the most exciting players in the area in junior running back linebacker Tyler Dumermuth, and their quarterback Jordan Miller has already signed to play his college football at Akron. So that would be a dandy. Carrollton, New Philly. That was a game last year, Coach, up at Carrollton that went down to the final play of the game. Carrollton went for 2 for the win, and the pass was batted down by a player by the name of Ross Clark to preserve the win for Philly. So 3rd and 11 on their own 25. And I'll tell you what, Mike Wilson has played within himself and has shown some flashes of he's going to be a pretty nice quarterback.
I think as the season goes along, you know, he's going to improve at that position.
Jay Calhoun was injured. He's been helped off over to the far side. And they're in the Buckeye 8 Conference, so they'll play. Right. They go to Centerburg next week, I believe, on Saturday. But after that, I mean, they play Martins Ferry, Bel Air, St. Clairsville, Harrison, Buckeye Local, Edison, and pretty much a OVAC Buckeye 8 Conference schedule.
Yeah.
3rd and 11, slant. Thomas has got it. And he gets to the 44-yard line. First down for the Creek. And he shows what he can do in space.
I tell you, you talk about Mike Wilson. That's, you give him time. He's a nice little passer. He has a nice arm. He's pretty accurate. Those are 3 passes now that he's completed that have gone for good yardage, first downs. And you can see right here when you get the ball into the hands of number 23, Doran Thomas, he's going to do something with it. He's got nice speed, good size, and of course right there he showed some good hands running across the middle.
So Thomas dotting that I behind Stone now. Man goes in motion up to that top side. Handoff going that way, Thomas, and he gets brought down in the backfield. Good penetration for Big Red, and coming in up and making the tackle.
Thomas Sakaria.
We take a look at, got 30, Zach Howrath.
Was the outside linebacker doing a good job. Defensive end did a good job of playing the perimeter, keeping outside leverage on the ball. As the running back moved to the outside linebacker came up, put on a good hit, held it to a very, very short gain of 1. Will bring up 2nd and 9.
Splitting up to the top side, Michael Smith and R.J. Roberts. Thomas down to the bottom. Wilson in the gun. Unloads it top side and almost picked off by Isaiah Willis. They were looking at the down, out, and up, and Willis sniffed that out, broke it up.
Isaiah Willis,
he has shown good field presence tonight on a couple of plays.
I tell you, he did. Had he been able to handle that ball, it was all green. It would have been a touchdown. But he did a good job of recognizing the pattern, closing on it very quickly, and got his hands on the ball.
And we'll head down to Natalie Pascarella here shortly, looking at a 3rd and 9 on Indian Creek's own 45-yard line. There's Wilson up under center, trips topside. Thomas deep in the backfield. Toss to Thomas.
Nice job.
Good tackle for Big Red. Jordan McIntyre. Let's head down to the sidelines and check in with Natalie.
Doran Thomas, the ball carrier.
Hey guys, that's right. I am down here actually with people that are fans on both sides actually. Mr. Zach Kalaris and his uncle Anthony. Now, what's the cool story here? Actually, you're Wintersville. He's Big Red, right? Explain.
That's right, Natalie. I graduated from Wintersville in 1983, and actually we're the last Wintersville team to beat Big Red. You're lucky I didn't play.
It'll never happen again, I'll tell you that.
You're real lucky, Zach, I didn't play against you, but that's the relationship here. Zach's my nephew, obviously, my brother Dean's boy, and we're looking forward to seeing him down at the University of Cincinnati, where he is right now. But it's nice to see these two schools playing again. It really is.
And what do you think, Zach?
It's great to see us playing again. I wish we could have played against him.
You're lucky. You're lucky.
All right, guys, thanks so much. All right, Don, Rich, back to you.
All right, brother.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. So there's the punt. Zach Klars, good to see him back in town. I believe Zach is redshirting this season. Natalie can check in with Zach on that. First and 10 on their own 10 for Big Red. Anthony Pirro down at quarterback.
A lot of backups in there for Big Red now. We'll try to pick up their numbers as we go along. Number 30, Zach Harath, is in the backfield. Also number 28, Demetrius Brandon in the backfield. Number 7 is Anthony Pirro at quarterback. Also a lot of offensive linemen, different offensive linemen in there.
Hand off up to that top side. And Zach Klars now a Cincinnati Bearcat. Being recruited by Cincinnati. So definitely our best wishes go out to him in his collegiate career.
Absolutely. Number 62 in there at one of the offensive lineman positions. That's Josh Sterling. And you can see there number 28, Demetrius Brandon. Number 84, the tight end, Sage Kutry.
There's the handoff. Good running room for Big Red out across the 30-yard line to the 40. Ripping off a huge run is Brandon down to the 20, and it gets finally knocked out of bounds at the 16-yard line. Demetrius Brandon, a sophomore.
I tell you, he showed some nice power, and also once he got into the open field, he showed some very, very nice speed as well. Number 28, that's Demetrius Brandon, 5'8", 165-pound junior. Here it is on the replay. You can see a couple of red shirts have a shot at him, but he just, too elusive, makes a little move right there, runs through a tackle in the secondary. Now he's off to the races along the sideline. And I'll tell you, give credit to the Indian Creek defensive back. I think it was number 2, Michael Wyatt, that was able to bring him down, holding him short of the end zone. First down, play over the right side, gets about 5. We'll bring up 2nd and 5 for Big Red inside the 15-yard line of Indian Creek.
And Big Red in the Hollywood Center red zone. That was a nice, nifty run by William Jackson. And here he is again on the handoff. He's down there the 5-yard line, call it the 7.
This is typical Reno Succoch football. It's Reno's philosophy is that you double at the point of attack and you have a lead blocker in front of the ball carrier. If it's a single back offense, you're going to have somebody from the backside pulling into the hole. That time he had some backside linemen coming around the center trying to lead that back in. We'll see it right here. Take a look at it here, Don. Watch you see 56 come around.
Brandon, touchdown Big Red.
Wow.
Demetrius Brandon
This boy's going to blossom into a nice running back.
There he's a sophomore, Demetrius Brandon on the Doan Ford replay.
Nice kick out block by number 13,
Dominic Glidel.
Yep.
CKD 5277 CKD. Your lights are on.
And Piro will kneel on it. And we will take a break. Big Red leading 43-0 on the Apollo scoreboard. We'll be back after this. And welcome back. 43-0 Big Red leading Indian Creek. Late stages of the third quarter. Let's head down and check in with Natalie Pascarella.
Hey guys, you know, we've been telling you all week on News 9 about these film crews that are in town filming a special on Steubenville Big Red football. I have now Amanda Miller with me, a producer for Toyota's Line of Scrimmage. For people that haven't seen it, what are you guys here for?
We are going across the country to visit 8 different high schools and shoot their big Friday night games. Our first game is tonight in Steubenville High versus Indian Creek, and we're having a great time.
Okay, so for people that don't know much about it, you guys are going to have this airing on Sunday Night Football. That is a big deal. But you also said all of this footage is going to go where?
That's right. We're going to air the show. The first spot is going to be on September 9th. The second one is on September 16th. The third one is on September 23rd during the NBC Sunday Night Halftime Show. We're also going to have all the additional footage, the outtakes, the interviews, and stuff like that on our website. You can see that at toyota.com/line of scrimmage.
All right. Thank you very much, Amanda. We'll be looking out for it. All right, guys, back to you.
And thanks a lot, Natalie and Amanda. And the play is blown dead. Timeout, Indian Creek. 1:33 to go, third quarter. As Creek calls timeout to get a couple of things ironed away. WTOV9 proud to bring you another heart-pounding season of the Game of the Week. WTOV9's Game of the Week will take you through the regular season and through the playoffs. Catch the action this fall only on WTOV9. The WTOV9 Game of the Week, the only game in town. And tomorrow night, the Game of the Week presents East Liverpool and Beaver Local, a great backyard rivalry there. And later on in the season, and we take a look at that, East Liverpool and Beaver Local. And Beaver Local will be on again later in the year when they pay a visit here to Harding Stadium. Next week, Carrollton and New Philadelphia. Good matchup there. One of our best regular season games of the week all last season. And they'll be on the turf at Woody Hayes Quaker Stadium in Philly. Dorian Thomas trying to get to the outside, and he will be brought down at the 35-yard line. And a good tackle coming up there defensively for Big Red, I believe, is Javon Wallace.
Number 20. Good open field tackle by Javon. It looked like number 23 for Indian Creek, Doran Thomas, was going to have some running room. But good defense that time by the Indian Creek secondary, able to come up and make that tackle from his cornerback position.
There's a good look at Thomas, a nice-looking sophomore. Hand off, Thomas. Out to the 39-yard line where he was brought down from behind. Wallace over there again. Also for Big Red is Campbell.
Gain of 3.
Devon Campbell.
Javon Wallace defensively. Demetrius Brandon also there.
3rd and 4, we'll call it.
As you can see, Big Red has a lot of backups in. You don't see Markakis in there anymore. You don't see Bronco Busick in there anymore. Stevie Davis in there anymore. So, you see a lot of backups getting some very, very valuable game experience.
Thomas trying to cut back, and he's met and brought down Jordan Banks, a sophomore with the stop.
Jordan Banks.
With that, we'll take a break at the end of 3 quarters of play. Steubenville Big Red leading Indian Creek 43-0 on the Apollo scoreboard. Starting the fourth quarter, 43-0 Big Red leading the Creek. Wilson in the gun, or actually Kirsch on the punt is Matthew. Westlake at the 35, and he gets brought down at the 38. That is where Big Red will take over. I mentioned earlier a number of subs. Anthony Piro had come in at quarterback, and he will stay at quarterback. Wearing that number 7.
Contact for Indian Creek.
Hero, a freshman.
Number 67, Pat Gary in there at one of the offensive lineman spots. Number 75, Trey Terry at the right tackle spot. Number 84, Sage Kutri at the tight end position. There's a little counter play. Good defense that time by Indian Creek. Number 75 in there in a hurry for Indian Creek. That's Mark Traconis, doing a good job making good penetration along with number 43, Zach Yeager.
Matt Stone leading the tacklers.
That's a loss, so it's going to bring up second and about 13 or 14.
Haworth in motion. Toss that way. Demetrius Brandon. Cut back, spins to the 37.
The right side gets back close to the
on the tackle. Zach Yeager for the Creek.
Picks up about 3. It's going to bring up third and about 10. And I'd be surprised if Steubenville tries to put the ball in the air, Don. I really think that they're going to keep it on the ground, try to eat up as much of the clock as they possibly can.
So 3rd and 11 for Big Red. The freshman P-Row in the gun with one sidecar, and he will keep it. Little option pitch, trying to turn the corner. Is Michael Goodwin, and Goodwin's got wheels. Goodwin down the far sideline. Touchdown, Big Red.
That's about the 6th or 7th tailback that has handled the ball tonight for Big Red. Michael Goodwin,
62 yards.
5'8", 155, really showed some speed. Here it is, it's just the down the line option. A good read by P-Row, makes a very, very nice pitch. Good pitch relationship by Goodwin. He's about a yard in front, about 4 yards deep. Right there, once he got the pitch and he turned the corner, he's gone. Number 2 is not going to catch him.
And they will kneel on the 2-point conversion try. Keeping the score at 49-0, 10:20 to go in the ball game. Let's head back to the sidelines and Natalie. Nat.
Well, guys, the excitement is just pretty much out of control down here. I had the cheerleaders with me. I'm heading back over to them. As soon as that touchdown came around, they were just gone. So pretty much we're going to go over and say hello to all of them. I myself am a former Big Red cheerleader, so I know they're all pretty excited right now. I'm on my way over, and here we go. Hey, guys. Here they are, guys. Let's hear a cheer. Here they go.
Elite. Number 1, we can't be beat. The Valley's elite. Number 1, we can't be beat. The Valley's elite. Number 1, we can't be beat. The Valley's elite. Number 1, we can't be beat.
All right, guys. Thanks very much. Don, Rich, back to you.
And thanks a lot, Natalie. 10:20 to go in the ball game. Big Red getting ready to kick off. Running Stover. He's done a nice job in that kicking game tonight for the Red. Big Red with games coming up on their on the Big Red schedule. Akron, Bookdale, East Liverpool, next couple of weeks. Here's the kick. Here comes the Creek to the 20. Out to the 23-yard line. Patrick Gilbert, I believe, on the tackle. Upcoming schedule for Big Red. Akron, Bookdale next week. And then at East Liverpool, Buffalo St. Joe comes to town. And then the game of the week with Beaver Local. Beaver Local expected to have a great team this season. Then Columbus Bishop Watterson comes to town. Baltimore St. Joe, and then Big Red at Wheeling Park. That another WTOV9 game of the week, along with the Beaver Local game. Then at Canton Central Catholic, and then Tonawanda, Buffalo St. Joe's. Creek at Centerburg, and then home versus Oak Glen at Union Local. Then they've got Buckeye Local, St. Clairsville, Martins Ferry at Harrison Central, Bel Air, and at Edison. And that is the upcoming schedule for the Indian Creek Redskins.
Look out.
And
here we
looking
go.
Off a big run here, Jonathan Price. And Price goes in for the touchdown, but there was a flag back in the backfield.
Ted, that's about a 78-yard run, and it's going to be called back. A procedure penalty against Indian Creek is going to cost them 5 yards. Well, that's a shame. That was such a great run by number 10 for Indian Creek, Jonathan Price.
And the flag, I looked up, I thought the play had stopped because the flag went up pretty quickly. Here's a look at it.
I don't know. You can see the backside guard pulling, gets a good kick out block. Number 57, nice block right there. It's Ashton Benton. And then number 10, as you can see, Jonathan Price breaks it into the secondary, takes it all the way, but going to be called back for a procedure penalty against Indian Creek. So instead of a touchdown and being on the board, they're going to lose 5. It's going to be 1st and 15.
It's a nice run by Jonathan Price. Am I correct, John? Yeah.
Jonathan Price, yes, number 10.
Gavin Smith, that's why Gavin Smith at quarterback. And he hands it off.
Just a little inside fullback dive. It's probably the first time the fullback from either team has handled the ball tonight.
The ball carrier.
It's all been tailback or quarterback option, quarterback draw. So that's about the first time that a fullback from either team had a chance to touch the football on an offensive play.
I think Markakis, though, very early caught a pass, caught a little
pass, but he didn't run the ball.
There's a good look at the fans, and not too many have left. 9:25 to go. Eye set. Gavin Smith up under center, and all kinds of movement every which way on the top side.
And I think that's going to go against Indian Creek.
Get your local forecast when you want it, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week on WTOV9 Weather Plus, available on digital channel 9.2, or call your cable company today to get WTOV9 Weather Plus, your local forecast when you need it. There's a look at Kevin, Jeff, and Lisa. Weather Plus. 2nd and 15. Top side, out to about the 31-yard line. Aaron Bolitho on the carry.
Gets out about to the 20-yard line.
That was a nice offensive play by Indian Creek. They were able to stretch the corner a little bit, get it upfield, get a couple yards on the play. It's going to bring up 3rd and 12 for Indian Creek. The ball is at their own 20-yard line. Have to be careful here. They don't want to turn the ball over to Big Red and give it to them in real good field position. Try to take care of the football, get the first down if you can. If you can't, make sure you take care of the ball, punt it away, and let your defense come onto the field.
3rd and 12. Hand off, first man, he gets stacked up.
Price into the middle of the line.
That was Price in the carry.
John Elder leading the big attackers. Brings up 4th down 12.
A lot of young players in there for both teams now. Devin Campbell in there at a defensive end position. Big number 77, Tom McCoy, also in there as well.
WTOV9 brings you the Sunday Steelers preseason game. The Steelers take on the Philadelphia Eagles at Heinz Field Sunday night at 8. Don't miss the Pennsylvania rivalry, the Keystone State rivalry in that preseason matchup. Sunday night, the Eagles and the Steelers. Timeout on the field. And with that, we will take a break. 7:15 to go in the ball game. 49-0. Big Red leads it on the Apollo scoreboard.
Forward to the future. But my eyesight is going bad.
And we are back. The Apollo scoreboard. Big Red leading Creek 49-0. 7:16 to go in the ball game. Punting situation for Indian Creek. Snap, and there's the punt. Caleb Westlake at the 45, Westlake to the 40, to the 38. On the stop for the Creek, Matt Wood.
Good field position for Big Red. They're inside Indian Creek's 40-yard line. 7:06 left to go.
Let's check out the latest on the field with Natalie.
Hey guys, I'm actually down here with the Indian Creek Majorettes. They're actually going to do a little routine for us in case you missed it at halftime. All right, take a little look-see. Here they are.
Okay, back to the field, and we've got second down play coming up now. Clock just under 7 minutes. Checking out the quarterback. Let's see. I don't have a 12.
Number 12, there's no 12 in the program.
Well, there's a freshman. I think all the freshmen are the ones that don't have the S's.
Second down.
Back to Natalie now.
All right, guys, I think they had a little trouble finding me the first time, but here they are, and they're ready, the Indian Creek Majorettes. It's a little encore performance from halftime. Back to you guys.
And thanks a lot, Natalie.
Josh, Caleb.
And we've got under 7 minutes to go. More changes for Big Red. I believe that is Jordan Meyer at quarterback now for Big Red.
That's Caleb and Josh Myers, his brother, that played at Edison. Caleb, of course, quarterback of that team that went to the playoffs, 9-1 season. He's a freshman. And number 21, the ball carrier that time, that's Michael Goodwin, also from Edison, transferred to Steubenville a couple of years ago. Well, I tell you, what a thrill this must be for these freshmen to be able to get into this game. Varsity game, the last 7 minutes or so. Playing on this, this artificial turf in front of all these people. It's got to be a big, big thrill for them.
So Jordan Meyer up under center, and there's the handoff to Goodwin, and Goodwin is brought down.
Michael Goodwin hitting the backfield, knocked down.
Good play that time by number 18. That's Michael Triconis.
He's played a good
game.
game.
Yeah, played a very good defensive game. Was in there very, very quickly. Did a good job. Also number 19, Anthony Moore.
So Big Reds started a sophomore, and then in the third quarter went to a freshman quarterback, and now their second freshman quarterback. So 3 young quarterbacks getting time for Big Red.
And I'll tell you, Don, with Dwight Macon only being a sophomore, these freshman quarterbacks may have to wait until, he graduates before they see any playing time at that position.
Goodwin out near another first down inside the 30 to the 29.
And that's first down, so clock will stop while they move the sticks. But the one thing Michael Goodwin did was he stayed in bounds. And it's going to be short of the first down, so the clock will continue to move.
Michael Triconis on the tackle.
That was the fourth down play. They didn't convert, so Indian Creek will take over at their own 30-yard line.
Okay, Creek taking over. First and 10 on their own 30, 5:24 to go. On your Apollo score bar.
Number 31 here on the corner, that's Seamus Nixon, right cornerback position.
Gavin Smith looking to put it up. He's got some pressure, and he's going to be sacked. And that sack goes to, I believe, William Jackson.
Gavin Smith,
number 36, Alvin Taylor.
Alvin Taylor, a sophomore.
But the speed of the Big Red defense, even with these backups, is really very, very impressive. They run to the football so well. Very, very seldom are they fooled. They play their positions well. They play real good team defense. Everybody takes care of their own foxhole, and when they put it all together, it's a real effective defensive unit.
Loss of 7 on the play. Randy Hines goes in motion top side. Timeout, Indian Creek. With that, we will take a break. Big Red leading 49-0, 4.5 to play at Hart.
She really knows the truth. She deserves you. A trophy wife, oh how.
And we're back 2nd and 17. Gavin Smith steps out of pressure, unloads it. The pass is caught at the 30-yard line. But the receiver trying to find some running room goes back to the 25.
See who that receiver was. Number 20 was the receiver. That's Randy Hines. Made a good catch, find the open area. Was trying to find some running room. Came right back to the defense. And it picked up a few yards, but it's going to bring up 3rd and about 14.
Creek breaking the huddle. Hines comes down to the bottom. Vince Petrozzi that way as well. Now they go back to the top side. Misalignment there, and Smith up under center. He's looking, and he is pressured. Cuts it in, 25, out to the 30-yard line, to the 33. Some confusion with the receivers on where to line up. They ended up going to the top side, but too much pressure for Smith, and Smith is a sophomore.
Showed some good presence there, Don. He didn't see anything open. Tried to find the open area, ran over here to the left side, was able to get upfield for, nice gain of about 6-7 yards. But it's going to bring up 4th and about 7, and Indian Creek will be forced to punt the ball away with 2:57 left to go in the game.
Brandon Matthew on to kick it away. And it will take a Big Red bounce into Indian Creek territory at the 48.
That's only going to be about a 15-yard punt net from where the ball was originally snapped. Jordan Meyer back in at quarterback, number 12.
And coming up shortly, the next level fighting hit of the game. We'll have that to show you. Meyer up under center. Hand off, nifty hole across the 40 down to the 35. And on that carry for Big Red, Trey Wiggins, the sophomore. Here it is, the next level fighting hit of the game, courtesy of the fullback, tailback, Bronco Busick. Boom. Hard to tackle shoulders and knees, and that's all you've got with Mr. Busick right there. The next level hit of the game, courtesy of Bronco Busick, the Big Red tailback. Another handoff, and Wiggins again, and Wiggins spins down to the 29. Gain of 5, brings up 2nd and 5.
Big Red will not stop the clock. They will keep the ball on the ground. It's under 1:43 now to play.
Wiggins trying to get to the outside. He's got the first down and gets down to the 18.
Wiggins again to the outside, gets down inside the 20. First down.
Wiggins is only a sophomore. As he gets a little bit older and wiser in a situation like that, I'm sure Coach Suckoch will tell him, look, you got to stay in bounds, keep the clock moving, don't run out of bounds. We want to just kill the clock right here, take this victory into the locker room.
This year's Big 22, a compilation of who you should watch out for this high school football season. Log on to WTOV9.com and vote for who you think should win the Player of the Year award only on WTOV9.com's high school football super site. Nothing brings you closer to the game, and
that was Jordan Meyer. That was the quarterback.
Myers rolled out short of the end zone.
Looked like he was going to get in. He stretched for the pylon and just wasn't able to make it. Boy, what a thrill that would have been for him, a freshman quarterback scoring in his first varsity game.
Meyer took it, from the 19 down to the 1. There's a look at head coach Reno Sokoch and Jordan Meyer.
I think what Coach Sokoch is going to do here is he may take a delay of game penalty. It's going to be a first down, and I think what he'll do on this next snap of the ball, just kneel on it, kill the clock. I don't think he wants to score anymore.
And indeed, there's the delay of game flag. So that'll back them up. There's the pylon up close and far, far away the moon.
What a sight, huh?
That is looks like a postcard.
Yes, it is.
That's a picturesque shot, if I do say so. There's a kneel.
Myers takes the knee. Back at the 7.
So Buchtel coming to town next week, and Creek going on the road to Centerburg.
Fans are reminded that Steubenville will be playing Akron Buchtel here next week.
Centerburg, always a pretty stout
next
team.
Friday evening, Akron
Division
Buchtel
6.
comes into Harding Stadium.
But a team you always hear when you're talking about the playoffs.
Indian Creek will be playing Centerburg at Centerburg.
I tell you, the official just gave the ready to play. They don't even have to run a play. The 25 seconds will expire after the game clock has expired.
And Buchtel now coached by Ricky Powers.
Ricky Powers was a great running back at Buchtel, then of course went on to the University of Michigan, had a stellar career there.
Ladies and gentlemen, please drive home safely.
And that'll do it. The horse getting fire above the scoreboard. Big Red opens the season with a win over Indian Creek, 49-0 the final. As they up their streak to 31 games.
And 43 straight home victories.
So if you're looking at Steubenville Big Red in this game as far as an opener, some positives. You've got with a 49-0 win, but when you look at it, Dwight Macon played well, did a lot of things well. I thought the tailbacks, no matter who they put in at tailback, really did well, especially I think you've got to look at Bronco Busick and James Montgomery.
And you got to give those guys credit. Their names are going to be in the paper tomorrow for scoring touchdowns. But, Don, you also have to look at the offensive line. They did a great job tonight. They controlled the line of scrimmage, not only offensively, but defensively as well. Indian Creek was never able to get anything going. They had a play here, they had a play there, but nothing consistent. Big Red played 6 or 7 kids at the tailback position. They all were, very, very, positive in yardage they gained. And, defensively, Big Red looks as strong as they ever did. The one thing about Big Red, they're always aligned properly. They're never misaligned defensively. They don't do a lot of fancy things, but what they do is sound, and it's solid, and it's effective.
And when you look at all 3 phases of the game, the special teams are what really jumped Big Red out there and dug the hole for Creek.
And, Big Red special teams at the beginning of the game was not real effective either, but as the game moved along, it got a little bit better. And that's one area that they know that they're going to work on. So, big win for Big Red. Coach Connors, of course, knows now, exactly where his team is, and he's going to tell his kids, look, we took it on the chin tonight, 49-0, but we know what we have to do to play at their level.
And that'll do it for the WTOV9 Game of the Week. Your final score from Harding Stadium, Steubenville Big Red, 49, Indian Creek nothing for the coach Rich Walensky and Natalie Pascarella. I'm Don Sloan saying good night, everybody.
Ready,